So I don't know if you remember the news last year, sometime in October 1st, second week of October, when the news broke that the government of Enugu State is trying to relocate a slum in Enugu town. And it's more like a part of the plan by the Enugu State government to develop most of the slums within the town, not just developing it, but giving it a facelift. I mean, you can imagine slums within the town. So he wants to reduce those numbers, and he knows that people who are affiliated to those places have ancestral affiliation to those places. They needed to convince them to leave and to get to the place where they have built. So many persons thought that they wanted to grab land because that's the only thing you hear these days. And in Igbo land, anything that has to do with land is met with so much emotions. Igbos, unlike their counterparts in the north, um, place a lot of importance to landed properties because beyond the fact that it is wealth for them, it is also not just wealth for them, but also something that it has cultural affiliation. You could see that properties and lands are, you know, given to generations and generation and upon generations. And so sometimes when you have stayed in a place for, say, almost 50 to 70 years, you don't expect that somebody who just come from nowhere and then start displacing you. So the government knew that that was going to be a problem. In fact, let me even read part of the story at that time, because I know I got some reactions regarding that. This was October 2024, last year. The Enugu State government has approved the relocation of Aguowa and Ugbo Lawrence slums in Enugu metropolis in order to develop the areas into modern dwellings in line with its urban renewal agenda. The Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Gerald TG, told reporters in Enugu at the weekend that the government also approved the development of relocation sites at Aguoga Estate to resettle the occupants of the slums. He said each of the relocated families would get a two-bedroom flat and a certificate of occupancy to the property. He says, quote, "We have identified 25 urban slums in Enugu metropolis. We're starting with two pilot schemes and will be relocating the residents and families of those two slums," he says. The Commissioner for Trade, Investment and Industry, Adora Chukwu, said the government approved the development of a property in the Wuye district of Abuja, which had been dormant for 10 years. So that's the update regarding that development. So when this news broke, a lot of persons went to the streets saying that, oh, the government is now looking to grab people's lands. This is exactly what they do. They come like they want to, give you something better, and they grab your land and they go. And truth be told, previous administration have taught them huge lessons. Places that they said that they said that people should leave, that were going to do something meaningful. It's what for the good of the society. It's found out that it was given to estate developers, and sometimes when these estate developers come and start, it's already almost too late, and you don't even know where to go to. And when you go to court, you know that you're going to lose because, of course, the courts most likely are in bed with the government, so to speak. So with that experience, you would think that nothing is going to happen. But guess what? Things definitely changed this time around. It changed because the government did not even touch them. The government just gave them a notice that they are looking to develop that place. And those two particular slums within the metropolis, they have even verified them. The news also broke in April of this year that they're going to verify them, because again, you can't be living in a place and say you have lived in a place for 30 years, 40 years. Even if it is 50 years, then there's nothing to show that you own the place, or your great grandfather own the place. They don't do it like that this way. So somehow there's a way to verify your claim. And so those who have been verified, I think that particular story was in April. I know very well because I read that news at that time. When the news broke again that they were doing verification, some people were thinking, okay, verification for what? Have they now decided to move them without their apartment, without their houses? But guess what? All this while, the government had already started building even before they even came to Ugbo Lawrence. They had already started building where they will relocate them to, because they know how important it is to not just displace people from their ancestral lands or maybe from their areas of abode, but put them somewhere that they can at least be safe for some time. And here is that building that everybody has been told, has been saying that it's actually going to be false from the government. Here is it. So I just want to buttress the point that sometimes it's about thinking straight. Sometimes it's about forth thinking. I mean, you don't take people for granted by taking away their lands, taking away their properties without even having an alternative. So when you have this type of government thinking ahead, the only thing to do is just to commend the government, give them their flowers, give them their accolades. And so also we hope that it will be done for other areas, because they say they have to identify 25 different places, 25 different locations of slums that they are looking to dislodge. So two of those places have they have finished it, and they're about to take them away to those areas, two-bedroom flats, all well suited. So the next thing would be to do the other 23 that are left. So I think it's a commendable effort. The government is looking to most likely do the needful for the people whom they actually lead, and it's quite commendable. I just thought to bring it out there, and so that everyone knows about this development. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your